I love your shirt.
Just saying. Well, my question was, okay, I was gonna say it was inspired after watching one of Fred's ads, but the question will but yes, okay. So I'm Renita Petit, Brule, Wisconsin, and I had to really condense. Cecilia, I've seen some of your ads with Hans Brittenmoser, farmer from Merrill, Wisconsin. Hans is milking 450 to 460 cows a day, shipping 5 semi-loads of milk per week. Quite a different size farm than a few local farmers in Douglas and Bayfield counties. So I understand why he depends upon migrant helpers to operate his business. This campaign ad brought multiple concerns for me. First, my first concern is for the survival of remaining family farmers practicing sustainable farming methods while providing safe, wholesome food. Secondly, I have environmental concerns related to the massive amounts of waste produced and chemicals used to sustain these mega-sized farms. Lastly, I'm concerned the exploitation and treatment of undocumented workers in our country to help produce our food supply. If elected to Congress, what type of legislation would you propose to ensure a viable future for family farmers? And do you have environmental concerns about corporate and people farms?
And so we're going to still follow, okay, so I'll go first. All right, fabulous. Family farms. So I did speak to it for just a bit before. I see a need, so during our June dairy breakfast, I got to meet the third generation, the face of the third generation of the Nelson farm in Barron. And he graduated college and he's been out for 3 years. And so he's been like trying to take over. And he was very pleased to report that he was able to get his own loan on his own name to get some extra acreage to expand their farm. And when I said, well, how are things going for you? He said, well, where would I start? And so there's definitely a need for financial support when they're trying to keep up with the technology that the big farms can have. And so when you have tractors that can drive themselves, you don't need as many immigrants working for you because you are able to invest in the big technology. We need to be able to financially support through low or no down payments, reduced interest rates, and scheduled repayments so that the mom and pop farms can be competitive with the technology that's available. Number 2, as it relates to naturalization, I agree with the things that Chris said about ICE. I happened to have been in Minnesota the day they killed Alex Petty. It is absolutely absurd that we would have a government that gives people a badge and a title that uses illegal use of force when someone who's a citizen is using their First Amendment right to freedom of speech and to assemble, a Second Amendment right to have a concealed carried weapon, and engages in Fourth Amendment violations for unreasonable search and seizures. Like, we just have got to stop this. We need to focus on having a timely process for people who want to be legally here to allow them to do that so that we will have a better labor force. And then finally, there was a third question, environmental. I think I kind of already spoke on that. EPA, water. We need to protect our nutrient-rich soil for farmers and get them to the table with the conservationists so we can have ways that are sustainable without destroying our environment. Thank you.